Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about data raptors. So first, what is a data raptor? Data raptor was a old name. Now it's called data mapper in OmniStudio. So this is a tool for reading, transforming, and writing the Salesforce data without any extensive code. So what you do when you write an Apex class, you do an insert or you do an update or upsert, right? Or you prepare a list to modify the nodes in a structure. So, without having to write any type of code, this OmniStudio provides a click and tool based component which can modify your data or it can transform your data. Okay, so it acts as a data loading or extraction engine, which simplifies the process of moving the data from between the Salesforce and other components. So we can call this data raptor from a flex card, or we can call it from an Omni script, or we can call it from LWC as well, an Apex class as well. So this gives us the ability to interact with the data without having the need of code. Okay, so there are multiple type of data raptors. Today we'll be particularly seeing the extract type. So there are three type of data raptors. First is an extract, then we have a load, and we have a transform. So extract, load, and transform, as the name sounds, is the function. It functions the same. So extract, it extracts the data from the Salesforce database. Okay, and we can perform multiple formulas. We can multiple add multiple formulas and perform some actions on the data which we extract. Then the load. Load will load the data into the system in the Salesforce database. It's used to insert or update or upsert the data, okay, into multiple objects, any type of object. And then we have transform, where let's take an example of call out, right? For calling out a service, you need a request for that, right? So in that request you need to pass some fields like the things which you want to pass to that API call out. So that needs to be in a particular structure, right? Particular JSON structure. For that you can use transform. So I want to transform, I got this input from the user that I want to fetch the data for this city. Okay, I have city, but in front of that city or below that city I want to add multiple other nodes. So that I can do with the transform data raptor, and I can call this data raptor from anywhere like omniscript, omniscript, integration procedures, LWCs, or apex classes, anywhere. And then it, without any type of code, I can create a request structure. So that is a work. So in extract also we have two types, which is a normal extract and a turbo extract. A turbo extract is a simpler and a faster version of normal extract, but it has some limitations as compared to normal. So today we'll be seeing the normal extract, which can extract data from multiple objects together, and it can perform multiple complex formulas on it. Okay, so let's create a extract data raptor. Click on new. Here I'll give the name extract cases. So here if you see, the interface type are four types: extract, then turbo extract, then load, and transform. So ours will be an extract, a simple extract. Then the input type can be of multiple forms: XML, JSON, and custom. For us it will be JSON, and the output type similarly can be XML, JSON, and custom. For us it will be JSON. Here I won't give anything and save. Now, let me tell you what these tabs do. So, first one is the extract tab, where you have to add the objects you want to extract your data from. Okay. And if you see here, if I do an extract step, it will give me a list of objects which are present in my org. It contains standard as well as the custom objects. So, let's give an object like account. Now, this account data will be extracted in a particular path of JSON, right? So I will say it should be extracted in account. This is the path in which I want to extract. Now, based on which filter I want to extract it, right? a simple SOQL query would be like select ID from account where any filter, right? So I need to give a filter. For this case, I will take ID is equal to my input variable name. So this variable name needs to be passed to this data raptor. Okay. So as you see here, as in when I'm writing this, it's creating a JSON like structure. So this is our output structure which will be created. Okay, so this is a JSON which has an account list, and inside that account list, my data will be fetched, and my input JSON will be like this: account ID and whatever ID value. This will be my input JSON, and output JSON will be constructed as and when I add the extract steps. So this is this page. Now we in this we have also have other tabs. Let me show you the function of those tabs, and then we'll come back here. Then we have formula. So suppose I have extracted the account. Now I want to perform some formula on it. Suppose I've extracted the account. I want to see, I want to set a flag wherever the account's name is John. I want to set a flag, John flag, or whatever. So I can do that, add that formula here, or any type. Right? I will show you how to implement that formula. Then we have output. Now we have mapped this that I want data from account. But from account, there are multiple fields in account, 50 fields in account. Which of the fields I want in output, that I need to say here. Suppose I'll say account. So this is having the two parts: extract JSON part and output JSON part. Extract JSON part will say that your account data is present in account colon and name. Okay, this matches here because all the data which I have extracted comes in account and with the field name. So it will say account.name, and then where you want to map it. I can set any name here like accounts. Okay, and then I'll say name. I want to map it here. Okay, and here I also get an option to set the data type. It can be any data type: boolean, currency, date, double. All these data types are there. If you don't give a data type, it will explicitly implicitly map the data accordingly, the data, the value. Okay, it will be a string. Now if you want to set a default value, suppose my account name is blank, then that default value will go. So I if I said John and and the account is having no name, John will come. Just an example. Then we have this is disabled. If this is disabled, this mapping will be disabled and this mapping won't appear in your output. So for us, it will not be disabled as of now. Okay. So this is how you add an output. Now we have this options tab. So what does options tab have? Options tab has this time to live in minutes. So you can say first you have extracted the data using this data raptor, right? How many minutes or hours or seconds you want this data to stay in the cache. Okay, that I can set up here. 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Then what will happen? It will not extract, it will not do a query again. It will give you the whenever you click on execute or whenever this data raptor would execute, it would extract it from the cache and show the data to you. It will not make an SQL query again. So for us, I will not give anything. Now check field level security. So when you check this thing, it will respect the FLS of the user. So suppose I have checked this and I don't have access to the name field of account, then it won't show the account name in the output. Okay, we'll see how that happens. Now this is Salesforce platform cache type. So where do you want to store that cache? There are two types of cache as we know. There is a session cache which specific to the user's login session, and there is an cache. Okay, so if you want to set your cache according to the user, according to the org, you can set it here. And there we have this override target for all none inputs. When you check this box, what will happen? Even if here you saw that we gave a default value, right? If we don't give a default value, this account name node won't appear on the screen, on the output. But with this button is checked, it will allow the node to be present with a null value. But if this is not checked, this won't come up in the output of the data raptor. So that is a function of this button, these buttons which are present on the options. Now, what is preview? Preview is just for checking your data raptor, how it's growing the, how it's doing the SQL query and creating the formulas, doing the output, and all those things. So here you can add, as I've shown you, our input is very simple, which is just passing the account ID. So here also our input will be like key will be account ID and value will be any account ID. Okay. When I click on execute, see. So however I have set the values in the output, it's coming like that. I've said that I want my output to be named as accounts. And inside account, in the name field, I want the name of the account. So this ID gives me this name. And you can see in the debug log what is the query it made. It said select ID name from account where ID is my given ID and limit. Okay. And it took this query result found one record and the query time was this and the time in server was this and all those things. If there is any type of error in your SQL query, it will be present here. So this is useful for debugging or testing purposes. So let's now make this data raptor a little complex to query the related data. So now my motive is to query all the cases, okay, with their accounts and with the contact names. Okay. Now we know that account cases and contacts are linked to each other. Now what will we have this account ID only, and I want to fetch all the cases and all contacts related to this count ID. What I'll do that, I will add another object here. I will add cases here. Cases, not case, case here. Okay, this is my second object. And I will say the path should be inside the account so that I know that this is the case related to this account. So I'll say that this is my path. Okay. So this case will be present inside this account. And how will I filter it? I'll filter it based on the account ID. Okay. And the account ID I'm getting from this account dot ID colon ID. So this is how I can get the cases related to this account ID. Okay. And as you see here, this is my final JSON output path. One first is a list which is account, and then we have a list called case. Okay. Now let's go to output and add a field which will be coming from the case. So for the case path, extract path, it will be like account, case, and subject. Okay, so this is present. Now in the output part, I'll have to add my own path, which is accounts, and I want to name it cases and subject. Okay, now let's see how it appears here. Okay, so this United Oil and Gas Corporation has all these cases with different subject generator, this signal panel, electric surge, design issue, motor design. So all these cases are present inside this account, United Oil and Gas Corp. Now, I want to further make it complex by finding out who all people have raised these cases, who are the contact person for these cases. So for that, I'll do another extract step to find out the contacts. And I'll select the object as contact. And my output path will be inside the account, inside the case, inside another node called contact. And I'll filter based on the contact ID, the ID. Okay. How id? Because my case also has a field called contact id, right? So I'll take this value of the id from account, case, and contact id. Okay, now you can see here we have three things in our JSON output. First is the account list, then the related cases list, and then the related contact list. Now let's go to the output to add another field for the contact. Our path will be account, case, contact, and birth date. Suppose let's take birth date. And our output path will be accounts because we have an S after this, then cases, then contacts, then birth date. Okay, so this is how we can add the third object. Now we'll again preview it. Okay, now we are getting account. This account has these many cases, and the person who have raised the case has a birthday this. Okay, if you see, notice that the birth dates are different. It's 1948, 1965. So two people have mostly raised the cases in this account. Now let's show you the functioning of formula. So in the formula, I have to concat two things: the salutation, the Mr., Mrs., anything of that contact, and the name of that person. So for that, I'll do account. I'll have to write the path in which my data is present. The path is account, case, contact, and salutation. Then I have to concatenate it with name. Okay. Now, after concatenation, where this value will get stored? It will be stored in the node which I will give in the result path. So, concatenated concat name. Okay, so this is a new path I have added in my output, the extract output. Now I'll map this in the output, and I will say that it should be present in a node name called full name. Let's see how it gives the output. Oh, okay. Okay, I got some error. So I got this different structure because I made some mistake. Account, case, contact, but our name was accounts, cases, and contacts. So I'll change it to make it come inside whatever nodes we have. Cases, contacts, and accounts. Now it will come correctly. Yeah. So, United Oil and Gas Corp has all these cases which have been raised by the person having full name as Miss Stella Pavlova. Second one is also Stella. Third is also Stella. Then we have Miss Lauren Boyle. And this is how you can use the formula in a DataRaptor extract and extract the relational data. Few more things to keep in mind in while using a DataRaptor is we should not have, as we don't have any limit on how many objects we can add for extraction, but it's always recommended that the objects should be three or lesser to make the performance optimal. And if there is an option, like I have added these three formulas, right? But I also had, if I wanted that, I wanted the case and its account name, I could have used the case dot account name. I didn't have to add another query. So as in when you add an extract step, it will add a query as well. So if you see here, it's doing three queries as we have three extract step. So if your extraction is simple and can be done within one query by using the relationship field, it's better that we do it that way. But if your requirement is to fetch the all the contacts for an object, for an account, and show it in a list format like this, then you will have to add more extract steps, but it should not be greater than 3. And also when you are extracting it, extracting a relational this kind of thing, it cannot go beyond 4. 5 is not an option. 5 levels deep, it won't give you a data, or yeah. So it's recommended that you use lesser than 5 and lesser than 3 extraction steps in the extract. Formulas also, as and when required, then only keep it. Otherwise, it will uh, impact the performance. Yeah. So that's all about data raptors. I'll be covering turbo extract in the next video. Thank you for watching.